Welcome to the Blended Kitchen, where biscuits meet bagels. We want to share with you a holiday recipe, and in fact it's two recipes, two different ways of making oznei Haman. In Hebrew that translates to Haman's ears, the most popular cookie during Purim. In America they call it Hamantaschen, and it is a play on a German word, Hamantaschen, which is poppy-filled pastry, cookies, in Germany in the 18th century, 19th century. And to blend it with Purim and Haman, they combined it to be Hamantaschen. I guess the word Haman's ears doesn't translate too well into other cultures. It's not a surprise because Dr. Pepper didn't translate well over into Israel. People thought it was medicine and nobody wanted to drink Dr. Pepper. So it's not a popular drink as it is here in America. All right. What are you going to do first, the cookie one?
Yes, because this is going to have to freeze in the freezer for an hour before we can cook them. So we're going to do this first and get these all ready. And then we'll go to the second recipe, which requires a little bit more work. And depending on how much time you have, if you're really a busy person, this might be a better fit for you. But if you got a little bit of extra time, the second one might be more fun for you and your family to make together.
So what do we have here, Beth? What is this?
This is just sugar cookie dough that you can get in the refrigerated section at the supermarket.
And the instructions say to put sugar on the surface that you're working with,
so that the dough doesn't stick, because sugar cookie dough is quite sticky. And so the sugar is going to be an abrasive on the bottom that will keep it from sticking to whatever surface you're working on. So here is the sugar. If you want to pour some out on the...
And since we're going to, the main reason I didn't do it straight on the counter is we're going to do the other cookies as well. And I wanted to simplify the cleanup process for us.
And then the recipe calls for us to roll that dough into a ball and then roll it in the sugar so that it doesn't stick. So Barry's just rolling it into a ball, because what we're going to do here is we're going to cut out circle shapes. A Hamantaschen is actually a triangle shape, but you start out with a circle, and then we'll show you the method to make the triangles. The dough is very sensitive.
Moist, I would say.
Yeah. And then it also says, as you're working with your cookies, to cover this with a cloth so that it doesn't dry out.
With this kind of dough?
Yes, I think so. I guess we can take our cup and...
Yeah, so I figured I like this big coffee cup. And
so you can see the size of what we're going to use with our cookie, because again, we're going to shape it into the size of a triangle, so we need a rather large space to work with.
by the way, we're not professional chefs.
No, we're not professional chefs, so you're getting,
This is homemade. Which
or
means
semi-homemade.
anybody can do this.
Yes.
All right, I need my little black spatula,
Alrighty.
or even this white thing might be better. What are we doing? We're gonna make them cold again before we do anything with it?
No, I believe we are supposed to shape them and put our, we're supposed to shape them and put our,
Jelly?
yes, we're supposed to shape them and put our jams or jellies or whatever filling it is that you want. I've read chocolate chip cookies. There's a poppy seed concoction you can use, but we've got 3 jams over here and apple butter, which is very southern, and we're going to give those a whirl.
as you can see, I pinch one corner and then I come and pinch opposite two corners like that. And that makes a nice little hat. You can feel it.
So Barry's going to be shaping the rest of them, and then we will show you what we're going to put in them. It's going to lose its shape pretty quickly because of the high butter content, so you gotta kind of work as quickly as you can.
Move all this stuff out. Let's scoot that over that side.
And I am going to start filling these, and I've just got a regular spoon from the drawer. It says you can use a teaspoon, but that's about the right amount. This is apple butter, a staple of Southern life. It's an old-fashioned type of condiment for biscuits and pastry and cookies. And I thought, that'll make a nice Southern twist. So here we go.
People put it on toast.
Yes, people put this on everything. And it's like an applesauce flavor, but with a lot more spice. And it's like a jam. So we are going to just kind of mix this up. And then we're going to take the spoon and just fill in the insides just like that. So there's one. Kind of open this baby back up. And there's two. And I think I'll do three. See how many Barry can get out of this next ball of dough. We might do three of each. There we go.
Here, set that.
Go right ahead. I'm going to rinse this off real quick. I also have some fancy jams here. This is raspberry and rose. I thought that was interesting. But you use what you like. Most traditional ones use apricot or raspberry.
Poppy seed.
Poppy seed again. So you can put in your filling whatever you like. I'm just going to use something different, because I like unique stuff. So we're going to open this raspberry and rose. Smells nice. We're just going to take a little bit. Oop, this one is not happy at all.
I'm telling you, we got to get them in the freezer.
Yep, we got to move fast. And we are slow. We're just going to set that in there like that. That one's coming apart. Poor little Haman cookie.
Tornado.
Yeah.
Don't have to stuff it all the way.
Yeah. There we go. And now we're going to throw these babies in the freezer. And it says to keep them in there an hour. So here they go.
Alexa, set a timer for 1 hour.
So that was the first recipe. And when it's time to bake, I'll tell you what the temperatures need to be, because both of them are a little different. But this one, this Hamantaschen recipe, takes cake mix, boxed cake mix, and forms the dough. So it will be a little bit different. It calls for 1 box of yellow cake mix, but I like to be different. So I got a lemon flavored cake mix. And what you're going to do is you're going to mix this with a couple of different ingredients. We're going to use the whole box, the whole thing. This is going to make a whole lot more cookies than that one roll of sugar cookie dough. The next thing we need is 1 cup of all-purpose flour. So Barry, I need the flour, which is right there, and a cup measure. When you're measuring flour or anything dry, you need to use a hand cup, not a liquid cup, and I'll show you the difference. Otherwise, your measurements won't come out right. This is a dry cup measure. This is a liquid cup measure. Different. And again, the quantity of what you're mixing will be slightly different. You should really never use this for dry things like sugar and flour. So we'll put the cup of flour in, and then what does it say? 1/4 cup of vegetable oil. And this is something we have on hand all the time. I don't really cook with this very much, but if I am baking something,
Is it a dry measure you need?
what I'll use. No, I do not need this. See?
Yep, that's liquid.
That's right. So 1/4 cup, which is not a lot. I see it right here.
It's down here.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Oh.
Right there. Dump it in. What else is it? And 2 eggs.
Whole eggs.
2 whole eggs.
All right.
So here come the eggs, and we're going to let Barry crack those. And that one looks good. And that one looks good too. Happy eggs. So we dump those eggs in there. And then 2 tablespoons of water.
Water.
Water, 2 tablespoons. The tablespoon is the big one.
Mm-hmm. Then I can just do 1.
There's 1 tablespoon, 2 tablespoons.
Okay.
And you see what Barry did. Shh. He used the dry for the liquid.
Don't make a difference.
But
This
it does
is the
make a
spoon.
difference. He's using the spoons. Okay. Now we just have to let this mix together. So here we go. I'm using the whisk. Gotta lock it. Don't ever forget to lock your mixer or you're gonna be in trouble. And we'll just let this bad boy go.
Sure you weren't supposed to use the other one?
Other what?
The dough one?
You're questioning me, Barry?
Questioning you.
No, this will work. It'll fall apart. It'll come out.
All right. We'll see.
He has no faith. No faith. So it comes out like this.
Come on, Vashti.
Oh my goodness, did you hear this? Vashti. She got kindly let go.
No holiday for her.
Nope. And so Esther, whose name is really Hadassah, joined a beauty contest basically to become the next queen of Persia.
You want me to use my fingers and get all of it off?
Yes, we're just going to roll this into a ball of dough. We're done with that.
Don't want to waste all of this.
It's okay. As you see, when you're cooking, you do not have to be perfect. You just have to have a little fun. And cooking with your spouse brings it to a whole new level of fun.
It's very fun. Oh, Lordy. Lordy, Lordy, Lordy. Look, this is not all.
It's fine.
No, it's not fine.
It's fine. You've got plenty of dough.
It needs to be all mixed in. It's ratios, scientific. This is all scientific. It all needs to be mixed in Just right.
Look, you're not using this cake mix for its intended purpose, so I think, you know, this is going to be a surprise what we get out of this.
It is. What's really cool is you see all the kids get dressed to come to school in their Purim outfits and get to be Batman or Superman or
Princess
a doctor
or
or a soldier or politicians. I was a Sheikh one year.
Ooh.
I was a Sheikh. I was a Superman. Mom sewed a Superman costume for me. When I was a kid, I don't think we bought
I imagine you didn't.
any costumes.
Let's see what we have to do next now.
Probably got to roll it out.
I believe so.
Here, look at this. Let's see what it says.
Form a crumbly dough into a ball. Cut the ball into 4 sections.
Okay, 4 sections.
So, yes. So now Barry has rolled this dough. He's cutting it into 4 sections.
Okay.
All right. Now, on a lightly floured surface, roll out one of the sections 1/8 of an inch thick.
Do you want to go get my little measuring to know exactly how much an eighth is?
No.
That's what I do. I'm a scientist. I want it measured exactly.
This is the difference. This is the yin and yang of the Shulams. This one has to have precision. I do it free-handed. Where's your little thing?
It's in my computer desk. I'll go get it.
So Barry is flouring the countertop, and then we're going to take
The line there for...
So here we have our little measuring stick. I'm going to find the 1/8 of an inch. I don't know if I'll be able to see it. Quarter. Right there.
Okay. You know what's the nicest way to know? I can stick it in here. And guess what? That's an 1/8 of an inch.
He was right on the money the first time, honey.
It's pretty thick.
Okay.
So where you see the 2, that's a little, just a little bit more.
So as you can see, it's going to roll out about, what is that, maybe 5-6 inches circular.
Let's measure.
Let's measure.
6 by 8.
See, the eyeball is pretty good too.
All right.
Now, we're going to, again, cut out the circles.
Make some more.
Yep. And this recipe is interesting because it says put the filling in before you pinch it. Whereas the other one said pinch it and then put the filling in. So,
Get another.
I guess it's just
Well, it's going to make at least 3, which means we'll have at least 12.
3. Yeah, this will probably make a dozen.
You want to do it in a bigger thing, in the bigger oven? What do you want to do with these?
Oh, I can make some in the bigger oven after we put these in. Yeah.
Well, let's get a bigger tray with parchment papers on them. It's right here.
I don't have a clue.
Do you think we can do it with the without the parchment paper?
Yeah, you can just put it on that. Yeah. Because this recipe is going to make more than the roll of cookie dough, we've gotten out my bigger baking pan. And instead of parchment paper, I have these silicone mats. So we're just going to put the cookies on the silicone mat. They won't stick. These silicone mats are a lifesaver. I bake and cook a lot and reheat a lot of stuff on these. I just love them.
I say we just dump it in there after. I don't want it's big enough of a mess.
So I'm going to go around to this other side, and while he is making them, then I will fill them in.
I don't know if these are going to stick that oil. They're also kind of interesting. And I don't know why it said to do quarters, honestly.
Yeah, you probably could have just rolled this whole thing out. But I guess if you have more than one child and you're trying to bake and you put these into sections, and each child can have their own section to work with. But unfortunately, it's just me and Barry now.
All right. 1, 2.
Look at that. You got 3 out of it this time.
I added the other stuff
Ah.
that I took out
I
last
see.
time. Is what I did. It reminds me of playing with Play-Doh.
And these I'm going to put on the middle rack in the oven.
Using the same stuffing, just different dough, right?
Correct. Same stuffing, same fillings, just 2 different types of dough. And again, the 2 recipes, depending on the amount of time you have to cook or your comfort level in baking.
We've been spending, this is 30 minutes already.
One is better for some and the other is better for others. And I just want to say for clarity's sake that this apple butter is a bit thinner than the raspberry rose jam, but I don't believe it'll make any significant difference. All right.
It's a test. We're going to find out if we overfill these or
Yep.
not.
Cooking is experimental. It really is a science. Nothing you make will come out the same way twice. Unless you are a professional. And we are not professionals. So as soon as this baby beeps, we'll throw them in. Okay, so it's been an hour. So I'm going to pull the cookies out of the freezer. As you can see, they have hardened up quite a bit, yeah?
Very much, very much so.
They've formed themselves back together.
Like majorly.
Yeah. I think our textures are going to be different. So I'm going to take these cookies. So we're going to take these now, we're going to put them in the convection oven. And with convection ovens, you really need to turn the temperature down a little bit. This recipe calls for 350 Fahrenheit for 10 minutes. I turned it down to 340. I'm going to keep it on 10 minutes, but I'm going to keep my eyes on them. These don't take as long to cook.
There, that's it. That's in the
Look
middle.
at this.
Oh, what a disaster. Where's my little black have it right here in the middle. Don't push it.
Oh, sorry.
Where is the spatula?
Right over here.
Well, that was something else. Well, these went from three-dimensional to no, it's too hot. It needs to cool down still.
Yeah.
Now, this is a disaster. This is basically this is hot still. No, this is
method of using the cookie dough.
whoever had that on the internet. I'd love to see results because this is not what happens with Pillsbury cookie dough.
Now, as to the flavor of it, it's probably pretty good. However, the cake mix method worked out quite well.
Yeah,
Yes,
I'm
so
gonna try one.
try one. They're good, aren't they? These have a little bit of they have a cakey feel to them. They're not crunchy. Maybe after a few days they might get a little bit more crunchy, but the lemon flavor in the dough really helps add, I think, to the whole experience. And the apple butter is spot
Very
on.
good, very good.
Spot on. So, in our opinions, the cake mix works a whole lot better than the cookie dough.
For sure.
For sure. And just so you know, they all did not turn out that beautiful. We also had some disasters on our tray. As you can see, the one on this end didn't stay shaped up. But that's what you get with cooking. It's not perfect. We don't want it to be perfect. We just want it to be fun.
Tasty.
And tasty. So that's our first venture into cooking on a vlog. So we hope that you enjoyed this little trip into Purim.
Chag Purim Sameach.
Chag Purim Sameach.
Shalom.
Shalom, y'all.